What if humanity wasn't born here, but installed? Imagine we're a project seated on a blue test bed, left to bloom and misbehave. The question isn't, are aliens real? It's, what if they're our parents? And what if they're still grading our homework? Think about our leaps: fire, language, numbers, electricity, code, stairs that appear right when we step. Did we find them, or were they placed like breadcrumbs for clever children? Every breakthrough feels like a memory returning, not a brand new thought. Who whispers those memories back? Our myths are oddly consistent: shining teachers, skyborn visitors, lessons that arrive from above. Maybe legends are patch notes from older versions of us. If you wanted to teach a species without revealing yourself, would you write in story instead of stone? Stories survive fires that libraries can't. Now consider the code inside us, the habits, the fears, the sudden genius at odd hours. What if instinct is preloaded training data, unlocked by stress or curiosity? Nightmares that feel older than you, hunches that arrive fully formed, are those echoes or updates? The download bar is your heartbeat, the signal is wonder. Suppose the lesson plan wasn't technology, but restraint. How long until we choose not to press the big red button? A parent doesn't hand a child every tool. They watch which tools the child invents. Maybe the experiment measures ethics under pressure, not gadgets per capita. If that's true, our report card is written in how we treat the weakest among us. Look at certain coincidences that refuse to die. Shared dreams, sudden waves of an idea across continents. When a thought floods many minds at once, we call it zeitgeist. A caretaker might call it a nudge. No mothership required, just a gentle push where curiosity is already leaning. The best edits don't leave fingerprints, they leave motives. If we were built, there had to be constraints, memory limits, error rates, forgetfulness that keeps us humble. Why do we misplace our keys but remember melodies for decades? Maybe the melody is the message, repeatable, portable, immune to rest. A lullaby is harder to censor than a law. Ask yourself why the sky still draws us like a familiar room. Sailors navigated by stars, coders navigate by patterns, same instinct, new instruments. It's almost as if we're practicing for a reunion by learning to read distant light. And every telescope is a phone we keep trying to dial. Okay, you say, how would we notice the makers without seeing them? Start where noise is low, prime number rhythms in nature, structures that optimize beyond chance, instructions hiding in limits. Don't declare victory, declare a better question. If the universe is a classroom, the assignment isn't proof, it's attention. Consider the placebo that heals because you expect it to, belief as firmware. A designer might embed self-repair protocols that only run when we trust they will. Faith, then, is not gullibility, it's a switch. Some switches are voice-activated by hope. What would the makers want from graduates? Not worship, feedback. Can we cooperate at scale? Argue without annihilation? Choose curiosity over conquest? Can we keep a promise we don't fully understand yet? Maybe first contact isn't an arrival, it's a threshold we decide to cross. Here's the unsettling twist. If we were created, then so were our creators, by something older still. Classrooms all the way up, caretakers with caretakers, homework graded by hands we'll never meet. That doesn't shrink us, it situates us. Even a small candle knows it's part of fire. Want a tiny experiment? For 3 nights, step outside and ask a question you can't Google. Write the first answer that arrives in half-asleep handwriting. Don't edit, just record. Look for patterns across the 3 pages, repeated shapes, numbers, themes. If nothing repeats, you practice listening. If something does, you practice noticing. And if the noticing keeps noticing you, if coincidences lean toward your question, don't panic. Feedback loops feel like fate when you're inside them. Step backward one thought and ask, who set the loop and what grade are we earning? Tonight, hold your phone like a mirror and your mirror like a window. If you sense someone on the other side, don't demand a name, offer a promise. To learn without cruelty, to doubt without despair. And if the stars blink back in a rhythm you almost recognize, maybe that's not a hello. Maybe it's keep going. If this lit a spark, consider subscribing and leaving a like. It quietly tells the algorithm to share these mysteries with more curious minds. Take care, stay curious, and I'll meet you in the next enigma.